Hi everybody. We're gonna do a different video this week, mainly because of something that happened that everybody's pretty well aware of, but what we didn't say was how dangerous it was and how Scott really could have been hurt. We laughed about a lot of it, and then afterwards it kind of hit you hard, like, oh my God, what could have happened, because he was by himself. So we just kind of wanted to go through it a little bit with you guys, just to always keep in mind, if you're working on your boat, don't do really hard things with nobody here with you, because it's dangerous and it's life-threatening. And unless you're somewhere where somebody can hear you yell for help, you're like shit out of luck. So we just wanted to tell you what happened. We'll show you what happened, and if it just helps you guys a little bit, we would just love for you to learn something from us.
So as Diane said, might not be a normal humorous video. Maybe when I said the story to several people, they saw the humor and then realized. And it's been 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. And we've tossed around this so many times to do it, not do it.
Because more sailors work on their boats alone than with somebody. And that's what you have to be careful of. It's fine to work on your boat by yourself. You're changing oil, whatever you're doing. But if you go and try to do something by yourself that you should probably have help, this is what we're trying to stress.
The other thing that happens is, you got to understand, from my background, I could get anywhere, do anything. I was in attics, crawl spaces. I was in hospitals and places you could never imagine. But it happened to me. So I'm doing the boat projects. Blue skies. All of our dock buddies had already left for the day. Ben, Woody. No big deal, and I continue working on the boat and the different projects. So one of the many things on our list is to repair an outdoor shower. That way when you come in from swimming from below where the dinghy is, we can turn around and rinse off with some fresh water. And the shower is actually featured below, but the plumbing's inside here. Time to clean this area out to see what happens. Typical boat function, you store where you can. So this little storage area is jam-packed with ropes, lines, cleaning, even extra life jackets. Time to clean it out. So with the cockpit strewed of spare ropes, life jackets, cleaning material, into this little area is the back of the plumbing for the outdoor shower. There's no valves on it, but I see an access door there. I know the generator's below that, but those pipes are going somewhere. So of course, it's time to check it out. So more mess, more stuff. It's time to look to see where those pipes go. There's the top of the generator. Let me get my flashlight. Let me see what's going on. This little project I'm kind of excited for, because it's part of getting us to the Caribbean. So you can see I have a mess and all, my pockets out. Placing everything safely over, cell phone, everything to the side. And I grab my trusty flashlight. And let's go see what's going on down there. I start to go in deeper and deeper and deeper As I was looking and going deeper, my body slid once, my body slid a second time, and all that was exposed at this point were my knees to my feet above the boat. Suddenly I knew I was stuck. I mean stuck. And couldn't even realize how deep I was in the bilge of the boat. There was no movement that I could do to free myself, and I was all the way as deep as you could be in the boat.
Okay, so this happened about 5 weeks ago, and I was not with Scott that day. He was going down to work on the boat, and there's a lot of days since we've moved that he's on the boat working on things, and I'll come down and help him, or I don't come down and help him. But this day I was working on closing our taxes out for the company that we had, and so I really didn't find it odd that he didn't call while he was gone. And I tried him once to make sure everything was okay, and he didn't answer, so I figured, oh, he's probably in the middle of something, so I just didn't even give it another thought. That he was probably gone for like 5 hours that day, which looking back was weird, but I just figured he had a lot to do. I did not know he was going down that hole. I don't think he knew he was going down that hole to do anything, but there were certain things that we needed to work on before we were going to head south.
After a few minutes, I realized I was so stuck. There was no way out. Slowly, I started to yell for the word help. Anyone out there? Time passed. Minutes turned into more minutes. An hour passed plus. And still, just me upside down, with no place to go, wondering if anybody would ever realize I was here. Blood rushing to my head, I'm upside down. When I would hear any sound, I don't care if it was a duck, I was yelling for help. And yelling for help. All this time, no voices, no sounds. Suddenly I heard someone asking if I was okay, a female voice. Turned around and I asked her if she could. The only thing she had was a phone, and I asked her to call 911. And that they needed to bring some big guys to get me out of the hole. This female was my angel. So as the fire department, the ambulance was responding, this lady was also able to summon 2 dockhands, the manager and a dockhand from Oasis Marina. And they jumped onto the boat, identified who they were, and at that point, first attempt trying to lift me out. On the second attempt, or prior to the second attempt, they did remind me about a diet. And I will say that when they tried to lift me vertically straight out, as soon as we got that first half inch, I said, go, go, go. And it was successful. Numerous parts of my body were bruised, hurt. I was checked out by the ambulance, thank you. And the fire chief even laughed when he realized that I had fit in there. But at this point, everything was fine, and I just needed some fresh air. One of the hardest things I had to do when they pulled me out was to reach out to Diane. Once they pulled me out, I turned around and asked for my phone right away, and they gave it to me. And I texted her, "I'll call you in 20 minutes. The ambulance hadn't even arrived yet. I don't know, getting stuck was the worst or calling her. So after about 5 weeks, we're concluding the story, but we're making it public. Some people knew the story ahead of time, and now you've just watched it, and you're hearing the story. It took a lot for us to put this up. It might not be the best edited video or anything. We, not our normal humorous self on this, we know that.
No.
We had prepared, believe it or not, we even had a skeleton. We had everything that was going to play the role to try to make it look good.
But that's not what we wanted.
We wanted the truth. So just so you know, we're sitting on the boat as we're cruising south, which is our dream. And we took the time on a cloudy, overcast day next to a steel mill making noise. Okay?
Yeah.
We wanted this part of the video to come out because we've always wanted to say who we are.
Right.
The one thing I could say is we are a team. We work together as a team. And furthermore, guess what? When we work on the boat together, we got to be a team. And I guess you're the small person. You're going in the hole next time.
As long as you got my knees.
I can tie a rope somewhere and lift you out if need be.
You have to be with me.
Yeah. So bear with us on the video, but at the same point, we wanted you to know or see what happened to us so you could feel it, see it. Mm-hmm. Boating isn't all beautiful blue sky, sunlight.
It's a lot of work.
Okay, it's not. The sails are out as we're learning on this trip. Okay, you have overcast days, you have dreary days, and you have a lot of work. I mean,
and you know what? Those days are welcome sometimes because you know you've been sailing so long, and a down day is fantastic. I mean, I'm loving today.
But at the same point, it's a boat. And there's always projects. As a friend of ours said, everything's broken. You just don't know which one it is.
Right.
Thank you, our Aussies.
Yes.
Okay. But everything is broken. Just more extent to the others. And by the way, on the outdoor shower, there's 2 valves somewhere on the boat. We don't know where it is. If you know where they are, just send us a comment. But because we know some other people in the same boat. But you know what? We care about each person, and we didn't want that day. My biggest fear was what was going to happen for Diane to know. About a week and a half later after the incident, the dinghy was taken down, lowered down, so that I could work on the stern of the boat. And I went into the area that I got stuck in. And in there I found my flashlight that kept me company the whole time. For those of you that will understand, the flashlight's new name is Wilson. He stayed with me the whole time. And when I got pulled out, I didn't grab him afterwards. Took about a week and a half, but Wilson's still with me. So he will always be Wilson. Some of you have known me and know that I've done some crazy things and very mechanical and self-sufficient and MacGyver. I've been in some awkward spots. Never could I imagine what I went through. But I say to you all, it's too valuable. It's priceless. One little mistake and became a nightmare. As you can tell, I've had trouble filming this. Because of living the dream that I'm trying, or we're doing, excuse me, that we're doing was at a flash. No, it wasn't an injury like that. The bruises were substantial and everything else. It has played a mind game with me. More importantly, we're here to tell you about it. Maybe you think booger. Sometime you're going in a tight spot. Just think booger. Yeah, I was stuck like a booger, but not the way I wanted to. When you get a chance, just think of exploring. If you're the one dreaming about sailing or doing anything, building a house and cabin in the woods, just think it out a little bit. And again, I was the guy that could do anything. Not that day. My goal is now to continue this journey that we're doing. Live each day. Cherish each day. And to all those of you that need some motivation, don't go in the hole. But there's a lot of things you can do to enjoy and cherish each day. Thanks for hearing our tale, our story. Thank you for everybody that sent little notes of support and things like that. Yes, have a little humor telling you about Booger being stuck, but I appreciate any also positive comments. Thank you. Hey, next video will be funny.
Please subscribe and give it a big thumbs up.